Alright guys, here you go. So I wanted to take a couple seconds just to kind of remind you about how you can add a little bit of color to a black and white photo and also how to add skin a little more properly. So I've got my layers over here. I'm going to go ahead and make one extra little new layer there. I'm going to grab my paintbrush tool and I'm going to come on down here and I'm going to grab myself what would normally be considered kind of a skin color, right? So Hugh Jackman is a Caucasian male. So I'm going to grab kind of this yellowy tan-ish peach color there, and I'm gonna make a mess just like so. Now to put this into my black and white photograph, I'm going to change my layer mode right here as normal. I'm going to stretch it on down. We'll do soft light. There you go. Now the problem that you run into is, yeah, okay, that looks colorized, but it also looks well, like he's got urine backing up into his blood system. It's not good. He needs to see a doctor promptly. Something is very wrong here. So I'm going to delete that because it's just, ugh, that's not good. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and make 3 layers. And just for the sake of argument, I'm going to call this one red, and this one blue, and this one yellow. So that right there are my primary colors. Okay. So skin is not actually this kind of brownish, tannish, peachy thing. Instead, I want you to think more about it as colorful. Right? We have a whole bunch of color in our skin. So I'm going to go ahead and take some red, and I normally would take a much smaller paintbrush, but I want to kind of do this quickly. So I'm just going to kind of paint over my midtones. Anywhere that I feel there might be some like flushness, any kind of, blood under the skin and stuff. He looks a little angry. So there's that red, done. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab some blue. In my case, I'm going to grab more of a purpley blue. I think that would look pretty cool. And again, that's the best part about being the artist is you get to make that call. So I'm going to do kind of a purpley blue, but way back here in the shadows. Anywhere, oh yeah, there's some shadow right there, and a little bit of shadow here, and I'm just going to go ahead and add that in, and see what I can do. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then for my yellow, I'm going to go ahead and mix that up, and get maybe a little more of like an orangey yellow, like a mustard yellow. That looks pretty good. And I'm just going to throw that down right into my highlights. And again, totally would take way more time to do this. Would not be kind of blowing out the sides over here. So now I've got 1, 2, and 3, and it looks like a crazy hodgepodge mess. So first things first, I'm going to switch this. I could do overlay or something like that. Maybe normal. Let's see. Let's do soft light. And what else? I don't know. Pick one that works for you. Soft light works. Okay. So that's pretty cool. Now, it looks like he's in like some crazy rave and there's all these lights around him. That's not really good. That's not really what I want. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and add in a filter and do blur, Gaussian blur, right? And that Gaussian blur is really going to blow out this red. You can see it here getting kind of fuzzier. Right, okay, something like that. Let's take a peek at it. Look at how like it's really soft now, right? I'm going to do the same thing with my blue, switch my layer. And again, filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And again, just let it kind of fade out there. Looks pretty good. Same thing, switch my layer, here's my yellow, filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Okay, now, this isn't going to be perfect, obviously, we're just kind of playing around here. And obviously there's still lots of yellows and blues, and I could even play with my opacity, kind of tone these down just a little bit. I'm going to leave that blue, I like that. That red's a little bit much, though. Something kind of like that. I don't know, that looks pretty cool to me. So, the thing is this. At the end of the day, use these colors to mix and match and create your skin value. And I'll prove it to you. I'm going to use this tool right here called the eyedropper tool. Okay, watch. I'm going to right click. I'm just going to merge everything down, flatten the whole shebang, just like that. Right, so there's my big flat image. It is looking pretty good. I'm going to take my eyedropper tool, and anywhere I click, it's going to grab the individual color of that particular pixel. You can see there's white, black, you get the idea. There's a little bit of yellow, but watch as I come over. Look right in there, right? It's not so much red or blue or yellow. It's kind of a skin color, right? Kind of a natural skin color, right? Let's come down here. That's what it looks like, right there. This kind of peachy, tan-ish color. But instead of trying to find it, right? Look how red it is, right? Instead of trying to find it, I've been able to mix and match it, right? I can even use my smudge tool right here, right underneath my paint bucket. My smudge tool. And I could always play around with that too. Now I've already merged my layer, so it's going to look gross, but let's make it look gross. I can go ahead and start smudging things up. You get all kind of crazy, right? So again, think about how I can kind of manually smudge, or I can use that Gaussian blur, or I can do whatever I need to. But again, don't just color something a single flat color. everything has a certain level of value and combination and mixture going on inside of it. Okay? All right, that's it, guys. Thanks.